So the word out of training camp and really beginning in the media day, statements that were made by Justin Zanuck and Will Hardy was that the Jazz are planning to win every game. And specifically, Tony Jones, in a recent article and on a recent podcast where he joined ESPN 700, really talked about the Jazz are planning to win every game. So, do we buy, do we sell, do we hold? Well, first, I buy this from the coaching standpoint, and I do so from this perspective. Most of the players and the coaches, I mean, it's going to be hard for them just to not do their best in just a vacuum, right? You know, you're playing, you're going 100%, and the players want to win. They want that instant gratification at the end of the night. The coaching staff, even though they're brand new, they are being evaluated, so they do want to win, and they do want to find winning recipes that will work as the stakes get more and more serious. So I do buy it from the coaching staff. I do think Will Hardy and the players, they want to win every game they can, and they will optimize their approach to maximize their odds of winning. However, I am selling this perspective from the front office, and I'll tell you why. Yes, they need more info. They need more info on what they currently have, right? We've got a bunch of youngins and we've got some vets. They need more info. What's scalable, right? Not just in terms of the players, but what the players can do and what the ideal fits around those players are. We need to know what we have, and what we have is in relation to a contending roster, and we need to figure out what we're missing relative to a contending roster. And upon more info, I personally think that they're going to pick a direction. They're going to pivot mid-season, and even if at the start, during a really brutal schedule, they're trying to win every game, I think the front office has a long game in mind and are going to pivot mid-season to give the coaching staff a roster that's more conducive to losing the rest of the season than maximizing the number of wins. Now, recently, Brian Windhorst on the Bill Simmons podcast had this to say specifically about this, I suppose, this fodder that's coming out from the front office and the coaching staff. Brian Windhorst of ESPN said the following: "I keep laughing out loud every time Danny Ainge and Justin Zanuck, two people I respect, are acting like, oh, we're not tanking. We're still going to try and compete." Almost nothing that the Jazz have said publicly the past 4 or 5 months has actually been true. We're going to rebuild around Donovan. We don't need to trade Bogdanovich before training camp. We've got good veterans. We're going to try and win these games. Don't judge their words, judge their actions. End quote. Brian Windhorst of ESPN on the Bill Simmons podcast. Call Brian Windhorst a schmuck, say that he doesn't know what he's talking about. To an extent, all those things, are true. However, this offseason in particular, he was out in front of the pack saying, oh, there's something, we all saw the meme, oh, something's going on in Utah. He was out ahead of the pack saying, hey, what the front office is selling publicly to the media is not accurate. And it was proven true more often than not this offseason. Okay, I think Brian Windhorst, and it's not just those comments alone. It's what I mentioned previously about wanting to pivot midseason. I agree the coaching staff and the players will try hard, but I do think that if the front office is really accurate in saying, oh, of course we want to pursue a championship. Oh, this was an opportunity for us to secure our future of a championship. That doing so to find out what you have early on in the season is the right move. And going out and acquiring Kelly Olynyk and a swap for Bojan Bogdanovich rounds out the roster in such a way that you can actually find out what you have, right? You can see what the young players are with a more well-rounded, balanced roster who can actually do stuff. However, I think once they know what they have, they're going to pick a direction, and I think Brian Windhorst is right. I think that this is a pitch to the media that sounds right and is consistent to how the coaching staff will approach things, but isn't consistent with the front office. So I'm buying that the coaching staff will try and win, and so will the players, but I'm selling on the front office optimizing this roster for the length of the season to capture every win possible.